9:30. Customers were already coming in.
We started a new sale today.
Yeah. I mean, this place was happening. I didn't realize it was so busy at 9 o'clock.
It's warm and it's supposed to get cold again.
Right.
So.
We going?
We're on.
Oh. All right, we're on Facebook Live again. It's that time of the week. You know what time it is? It's Thursday. We always bring them to you around at this time. You guys didn't even see this one coming, did you? You could not have predicted that Joann Fabrics was going to be the next one on the scene, because you never know what you're going to get next on Live with Mike and Jim. Well, I'll tell you what, this place was kind of like, or this area was like my old stomping grounds when I was like, you know, the boring years from 11 to 15, you know, got nothing to do. I always came in this area, went to K's Merchandise, and I went to Econo Drugs to read the magazines, and Eagle was still in business down here, and I just walked down here all the time because I lived pretty close by. Well, Joann Fabrics was here back then, and I didn't stop in here so often, but the reason we're here today is because I want to find out what's kept this place in business for so long. All these other places, they've either closed down or they've moved on, but Joann Fabrics has been here in this location since 1976, and I want to find out part of the reason as to why they've managed and how they've managed to stay in business so long. Take it away, Jim.
Well, for you guys that are just jumping on the live stream, we appreciate you joining for another installment of Live with Mike and Jim. We're excited to introduce to you Lisa here in just a second. Before we get into that, let's talk about how you guys can help us out on the show. Here's what we're doing. We'd like for you to share this stream if you find value in what we're doing for the community. We're trying to expose businesses that have been here, part of the footprint. This one particularly, been here for almost over 40 years, a part of the community, which is outstanding. And it's more than just a fabric store now. What's really interesting when we get into it, we're going to ask Lisa some questions. We're going to tour this place here once we get done with some of the interviewing questions. And we'd like to hear from you guys. So put in the comments some of your questions. We're going to get to them after we get through some of the questions for Lisa. Throw up the little hearts for any of the things that you guys love on there, and we'll jump right into it.
Yeah, and we believe that small business is the backbone of Kankakee County, so we want to keep bringing these videos to you so we can learn and so that you can learn with us. But without further ado, we got with us today the store manager. She's been here for 20 years. Let's talk to her, bring her in for a little bit. You may know her. If you don't, she's somebody you should know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show for the first time. She is Lisa Curwick. Woo! Good to see you, Lisa. I know.
Yeah.
We're all excited here this early in the morning. Nonetheless, so you've let's talk about how you started working here. Did you just apply here one day and they hired you, or was it something you wanted to do and you knew you wanted to work here?
Actually, I started in fabric. I went to college for fashion merchandising because I loved art and drawing and color. And while I was going to school for that, I started at Sofro Fabrics.
Oh, okay.
And I loved it. And when I moved back home, we had one here, and I started there. So I've actually been in fabric over 30 years. But when they closed, I went to Joann Fabrics in Madison. So I have a total of like 24 years with Joann's. But it's just all the colors and the textures of the fabric. Actually, when I started, it was really just fabrics. We really didn't have the whole craft side of the business.
So you found your niche early on in life. You found out what you liked, and you just stuck with what you knew.
Right.
Which was last week's words of wisdom. Stick with what you know, and Lisa's always done that.
Right.
Take it away, Jim.
So one of the questions I'd like to ask, too, this is a little different than some of the interviews that we've had, being that, you know, we usually focus on the owners of a business that's in the community. Doesn't mean that you're any less important, but the difference is this whole box is not yours, but you have been dedicated to this box as if it was yours over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
How do you work with leadership in the company from the top end, and how does just that communication work to where they give you that type of ownership over the store?
Good question, Jim.
Well, we have a really good infrastructure as far as management. You know, I have a direct boss, my DM, and then he reports directly to his boss, which is at the top of the company. So, email, phone calls, texts, I mean, just like everything else. It's essentially my store in that I'm responsible for its day-to-day operations and financial achievements. If I get stuck in the weeds or have a question, you know, my boss is there for me. Joann's actually this year in August celebrates 75.
Customers do you attract here? Because when I always figure, you know, older retired ladies just wanting to, you know, sew a quilt. That's what I think about. But there's more to it. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know, but we're getting it out there now, so everybody's going to know. Okay, so explain to us the kind of clientele that you attract here at Joann Fabrics.
Yeah, it is definitely not the old lady store.
Sorry.
We didn't use the word old on this stream.
Sometimes I speak before I think.
One of my favorite things about working
For the stream, like, comment, let me know your questions. Me and Mike want to answer them here with Lisa while we're live before we go on the tour here. So just to recap, we're asking a few questions, and to follow up on my last question about the leadership and the culture, a little different than some of the organization structure of some of the small businesses here in town. I think a lot of that culture stems from the top, and so far what we've been able to see is Lisa's team's out here, and you guys can't see right now, but you'll see.
A big team, too, and it's like a systemized team in here. I mean, wait till you see how this place works.
Engaging with a lot of customers, happy culture. Let's talk about the attitude. How does it, because it comes from the top, how do you get this team fired up and helping so early in the morning with all this?
Well, I think it comes mostly from liking your job. I mean, you can have a job that pays your bills, or you can have a job that you like. And I hire people who have a skill in what we do here and like what they do. And that's why you'll see most of my staff has been here for a long period of time. A long period of time.
You got an assistant manager, she was saying 13 years?
My assistant manager's been with me like 13 years, yeah. You know, all my kids grew up here, but I don't know. I lost my question.
That's all right. Just talking about how this awesome culture came about. You know, are you on the?
I mean, yeah. It's really stems just from like what you like to do, and then there's some people who are just morning people. So
yeah, and I would imagine with the explosion of social media, especially Pinterest for a store like this, that with all those ideas out there, that would attract more customers, and that's part of the reason why your sales are going up every year because of things like that. And there's a spike in
around actually the turn of this century.
Yeah.
We were actually on a severe decline, not this store specifically, but Joann's. We were on a decline, and Pinterest came out, and everybody comes in, and I can always tell when like something new is popular because we like, okay, do you have this or this? I'm like, okay, this is what you're making, right?
Yeah, so the numbers were down in your industry, but then Pinterest came around and they spiked up, and they've been going up steadily every year.
And Joann's has our own Pinterest page.
Yeah.
And we have a new, actually, we just partnered with another company that's similar called Create-A-Bug.
Okay, so check that out. Joann's on Pinterest.
Create-A-Bug, yep.
Let's talk about customer service and how you keep the customers coming in, because that's part of why you've been in business for this many years and how you've kept the same customers over the years. So what's your take on customer service, and what aspect has that played in keeping this place thriving?
Well, my store, actually, to brag a little bit, has actually been #1 in my district for, I don't know.
She's amazing.
10 years.
#1 in your district. Well, how many stores are in your district?
17.
There's 17 stores in the district.
Problem.
And you're this year you're #1?
We're always #1.
Yeah.
But what that comes from
right here in Bradley, Illinois, #1 Joann Fabrics out of 17 stores. Come on, now you gotta stop by.
Being in the smaller community that we are, we know our customers. We see some of them almost every day.
Yeah.
And like I said at the early, they bring their kids or their grandkids in here. We're seeing generations, and we've been a part of their lives for a long time, and we're part of their project that they're working on. Like, we get people coming in making memory quilts, or somebody passes. They take their clothes and they cut them up into pieces, and then they put them back together in a quilt.
Yeah.
And that's always really cool. And it's stuff like that, or somebody's making a bridal dress or a prom dress that you get involved in their life. And
you got good hours here too, 9 to 9. See, it just keeps it simple. I've seen businesses have different types of hours every single day. The week just confuses people. Just simply 9 to 9, Monday through Saturday, and Sunday hours are what, 10 to 6?
Sundays 10 to 6.
I mean, those are some great hours. So they don't. And I see a lot of places close at 5 o'clock when some people are just getting off work. So now, since you closed at 5 o'clock, you just can't go shop there. It amazes me, but this place stays open until 9 o'clock for people who get off work at 4 or 5 o'clock. You can still come here, and they won't be closed on you. And that's another reason why you've kept some happy, satisfied customers as well. I'm going to see if there's a question, Jim, but take it away.
Yeah, you got it. So what's the day in the life of Lisa in retail? How many hours are you working? When are you usually working? Because I know you're not here 9 to 9, but this team acts like as if, anytime I've ever walked in here, like there's someone here like that. They're working awesome.
I'm here anywhere from 45 to 50 hours a week.
Okay.
My day's usually like 7 to 5, unless it's my night, and then I'm like here like noon to 9:30. So if I'm not here, I have a good staff of managers who are here to take care of the other people. But I mean, we all get the same directive. So I mean, we do the same stuff every day: stock and clean, or wait on people, and do it with a smile. Keep them coming back. Anything you can do it with a smile, and you'll always have people coming back.
That's awesome. So when you're not here working, tell us a little bit about the Lisa that's not in Joann Fabric.
Outside, I have 4 kids, so that usually keeps me pretty busy.
4 kids.
So you got 2 full-time jobs. Actually,
Yeah.
what? 5 full-time jobs probably, huh? 4 kids, Joann Fabrics.
Yeah, 4 kids. Fabrics, yeah.
How old are your kids?
25, 24, 17, and 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
We got one question here that maybe we can take the tour and get some words of wisdom here.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a connection to people that have talent and would take jobs if you yourself aren't crafty and could use that help?
We do have a book up front of our local seamstresses, leather workers,
Oh, wow.
quilters, different stuff like that. So, yeah, it depends on the craft, but we can usually find somebody. Sure.
Oh, real good question there.
Yeah. Well, let's go into some words of wisdom and give you guys the tour. She's got places to be, people to see. So you've been store manager here, and let's give some words of wisdom to how you can keep your store thriving and how you can keep people coming in. What's your words of wisdom to somebody who's taken over a business?
Any business just comes down to customer service.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You know, if we don't have what they want, we can special order it or try and special order it. We'll track it down in another Joann and have it transferred in. We'll do whatever we can do, and if not, we do shop at some other stores too because we don't have everything in the world, unfortunately.
They got a lot though.
Yeah.
We will refer people, like if we've seen it somewhere. We get people a lot like wanting shoes fixed or stuff, and so we'll send them down to Cinderella. I think you've done something with them, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we love Cinderella shoes.
Great store.
Shop
Great
at Cinderella
store.
shoes.
Yeah.
But let's get something else, because customer service, I think that's just a given. If you're in business, you just have to have great customer service, and that's the only way to look and go about it. What's another word of wisdom you can give outside of customer service?
Just be involved with your customer.
Okay.
Be care about what they want and what they need.
Yeah, you got to really care what they want and what they need, because if you don't really care, then you're not really going to be good at your job.
Yeah.
You know, you're just kind of going through the motions, doing something you really don't care for, and it's going to show in your actions. So make sure you're doing something you care about doing. Jim, you got anything else for this tour?
Yeah, you know, just on that note, they're asking and caring for your customers. I know I have a retail background in Best Buy, and we used to do the surveys after the transactions, and we utilize that data to be able to gather what they're feeling, how they're doing, and really kind of gauge. Do you guys do that here?
We do. I'm currently at an 80.
Yeah.
So, rocking it out.
Yeah, good job there.
I'll tell you what, and by the way, Best Buy has a great training program for their employees, wouldn't you say? So it's a good place to apply. So if you guys are looking for a job, apply at Best Buy, because I've met some former Best Buy customers that are in business for themselves now, and so many people have come from the Best Buy background that are doing their own thing, and they give a lot of the appreciation to the Best Buy training they had when they were there. So if you're looking for a job, apply at Best Buy. Nonetheless, ready for this tour now?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, if you're in small business, I would highly recommend you make a survey for yourself, for your customers. Ask them after they're done checking out how their experience was. That was one big takeaway I took away from there.
All right, so Lisa, you're going to give us the tour.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get back on camera again. I know you want to see our faces. So, Lisa, give us a little tour. Let's walk around here first and just kind of go around and talk about what we got over here. So this kind of fabric, just people would expect to be here. They got some other assortments here. But they got all, I mean, every fabric you could possibly, they even got twister fabric here. I mean, so any kind of fabric you can possibly imagine. You can, and what do people usually use this fabric for? For furniture, or what do they use it for?
Well, this fabric you're in is actually discontinued fabric. So they're just here to sell through. What's behind you is outdoor fabric.
Outdoor fabric for patio furniture
patio
or whatever.
Furniture, right?
So,
Awnings,
now,
campers.
is there some little new projects that we work on?
Yep.
Okay, we'll come check it out.
If you're a
fabrics then.
quilter, it will cut your fabric for you.
Yeah.
Cut your fabric into shapes. You don't got to do it yourself. Anything with it.
Good stuff. What else we got going on over here?
This is all for paper crafting.
Paper crafting.
Yeah.
Kids
so
are big on
who
paper
make
crafting.
More with the Cricut, and then card making and
Card making.
memory keeping, all of that stuff.
Memory keeping.
Journal your goals. Look at this. Good inspiration right here, too.
Wilton, for people who bake.
Oh, yeah?
Bake, do cupcakes, cakes,
I
custom
see.
stuff.
Yeah.
We have art for people who paint.
Art.
We have canvases, brushes, paints, books, and all of that stuff. Lots of books. Bridal stuff for anybody getting married.
Okay.
Lots of candles, and then lots of floral.
Lots of floral.
Lots of floral. We have stuff for fairy gardens. It's really popular. That's a big Pinterest one.
Gosh, so let's go see what we got on this side of the store over here.
Yeah, we're kind of in a transition from Christmas to spring.
Transition Christmas to spring.
Liberty Ann says she loves the scrapbook section.
There you go.
Great. Scrapbook. No, I got it. Joann, actually, last year we just launched a rededicating to their fabric line. We got 1,100 new pieces of fabric.
Wow.
Most of it in my quilting. This is a big section. This is the guy section. License. You get all your team stuff. Bears,
Okay.
cubs, socks.
Oh wow.
Good.
So you could really customize and find a fabric for really anybody's taste.
You sure
Yeah.
can.
All right.
Actually, Joann.com, you can actually customize your fabrics. So you can put your own name on your cubs fabric.
How many employees you got
Oh,
working
wow.
right now?
I have 15 employees.
At this time?
At
What do
this
you got?
time, there are 3 of us.
3 of us. There's one here, one up there, then you.
Correct.
Okay, it's a pretty good system because you haven't had to do anything. You know, everybody's running it smooth here because it's a smooth system you guys follow here.
Yeah.
And the girls are always in place, so you don't got to wait in line. They keep the lines moving. I've noticed so far. And that's always important. You got to go somewhere where the speed of service is up to par. Any other words of wisdom before we cut you off?
No, just come and visit us.
Come and visit us, Joann. Let's go outside and give the outside tour.
All right. Yeah, this place is big. Ease up.
Man, this place is hopping. Yeah, man, this always just a steady influx of customers all day long. Hi, ladies.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome to Joann.
Thank you very much.
Or Joann's, I should say now.
Even their
This is my
custom.
old stopping grounds right here. Arby's was still there back in the day, but it was it's been rehabbed since. That was Eagle. Straight ahead, I used to work at Eagle. So down here,
Right here, we're on the outside of this place. If you guys know this parking lot, you got Turk Furniture down there. You know, behind me, you're gonna see Premier. The old Aurelios was right there next. Let me know if you're watching on the live stream. Let me know if you remember the old Aurelios on there. That old Aurelios is nostalgia. And then back here, Joann Fabrics. The customers that are walking in this place are super nice. They're holding doors for us. You could really see the great culture that has been bred here at Joann Fabrics in Bradley. If you guys need something for your next project, just more than even fabrics, you're going to want to come into this place and see that lovely lady Lisa and her team. We appreciate you guys watching. Watch the replay. I apologize for the connection. You guys might have missed about 3 minutes of video on my stream. Go ahead and check out Mike Neumann's stream if you want to see some more aisles. We're exposing the community with great business, great leadership, and we're wanting to get more people to know more about all the awesome things in our community. Joann Fabrics, #1 Joann Fabrics
she wants a cameo.
in